Prince Harry's made a surprise visit to Ukraine. He was invited there by the Ukrainian government. He's in Kyiv along with the team from his Invictus Games Foundation. He's one of a number of visitors from the UK today, including the new Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper. Well, let's go live to Kyiv and join our correspondent, Sarah Rainsford. So, Sarah, do we know much more about the Prince's itinerary?
Not a huge amount about his exact itinerary just yet. We'll get details a bit later today. But certainly we know that he was invited by a group called Superhumans. Now, this is an organisation that has been working first and foremost in Western Ukraine, but to help the very many soldiers and civilians who've been injured here in Ukraine since Russia's full-scale invasion, particularly those with life-changing injuries. That means amputation, so people who've lost limbs because of the war. Now, we know that there are tens of thousands, I should say, of those people here in this country. There's no precise numbers because Ukraine doesn't say how many military casualties there have been, but it is a big issue here, and Superhumans is one of the biggest groups. So Prince Harry is visiting them. We understand he'll meet some veterans. He'll have other engagements too. It's coming, though, at a time when Yvette Cooper, the new Foreign Secretary, is also here in Kyiv. She has said that this is to display Britain's ironclad support, as she put it, for Ukraine, specifically at a time when Russia has escalated its aerial attacks on this country, so sending huge numbers of drones into Ukraine on a regular basis, and of course missiles. And we know that Yvette Cooper, the Foreign Secretary, will also visit the Cabinet of Ministers building. That's the government headquarters basically here in Kyiv, which was hit directly by a missile over the weekend in the early hours of Sunday morning. And that was quite a significant moment, I think, not just because of the building that was hit, but also because it showed the vulnerabilities of Ukraine's air defences as Russia's attacks have escalated.
You mentioned the British Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper's visit, Sarah. Where are we when it comes to talks to secure a ceasefire? I mean, I know we're far off that, given all we saw in the recent weeks with the US and Russia. But what's the purpose of Yvette Cooper's trip on that front?
There are no talks. There is no ceasefire. I mean, that's obvious if you spend any time here in Ukraine. Nothing has changed on the ground. There have been, since Vladimir Putin got the red carpet treatment in Alaska and Donald Trump tried to encourage talks directly between Putin and Volodymyr Zelensky here in Ukraine. Since that time, in fact, Russia's attacks have escalated. And talk to any politicians or any people here, and they will say that that is deliberate by Vladimir Putin. It's his response to the efforts to bring peace. He doesn't want peace. They say he only wants Ukraine's capitulation. So I think that's the context in which Yvette Cooper is here, the Foreign Secretary. She has actually said that she's here to show British and European and Western support for Ukraine at an extremely difficult time. But frankly, there is a sort of sense here that in terms of progress towards peace, there is no progress. Nothing is changing. And of course, just a couple of days ago, we saw Russian drones entering NATO airspace, so crossing the border into Poland. That has happened before, but this time there were 19 of those drones, and Polish and NATO air forces had to shoot them down. Donald Trump has said that might have been a mistake. Donald Tusk, the Polish Prime Minister, has posted today on X saying it was no mistake. He believes, and Poland believes, this was deliberate.
OK, Sarah Rainsford, with all of those developments in Kyiv, thank you very much for the moment.